What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Man Card Podcast, where we like to start off our podcast with a quote of the week, and my lovely co-host has it for us.
I don't think I've ever been called lovely before.
Well, dude, you got a nice haircut going on, and I was, gawking over your legs, so you get lovely today.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Second star to the right and straight on till morning. Captain Hook.
Hit it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Card Podcast. My favorite, your favorite, everybody's favorite. Anyways, we are very sorry that we have delayed your Monday episode. It was a big week, big weekend, Father's Day, a lot of going on. So we're going to blame it on that. That is why no episode last week, but here we are.
If you'll notice, Mitchell is a little bit more tan.
Yeah.
From what I see.
No, yeah. Tanning bed.
Tanning bed, 100%.
Spray tan.
Oh, so we're not going to reveal to the public. That's the secret?
Reveal to the public what?
Why you're tan?
Oh, I just went on family vacation.
Oh, family vacation. So cute.
That's another reason why we didn't have an episode.
So cute. Yeah, so that's one reason. Another reason, I was just here. I was slammed busy. Had to go see my dad and obviously my fiance's Whoa.
Sheesh. Damn. Okay.
Freudian slip. Holy shoot. I'm still not used to saying wife. Like I try to
I'm not
practice.
used to you saying wife either. I still call her your girlfriend.
Dude, I'm literally I have to catch myself before I speak to people, and I'm like, you're about to say wife. You're about to say wife. Okay, my wife. Great. Did it. My fiance. Shit.
Just call it Ellie. Ellie.
Ellie.
My Ellie.
My Ellie. We had to go see her family, her dad, obviously. I had a fun time getting his gift for Father's Day. Did you get your dad something for Father's Day? Of course. What did you get for your dad? Or is that not?
I didn't get. So for Father's Day, we didn't really. Some of us get gifts. Sometimes some of us don't. Like I went and brought. Like we went out and had dessert together, and I paid for the dessert that he loves. He loves Alpine Bakery, so I bought him.
I love Alpine Bakery.
So
respect.
So we got him his chocolate mousse cake, and that was kind of my gift to him because he loves that shit. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheap gift in a way, but it's like also, no offense to my dad, but my dad, when he wants something, he just buys it. So it's like,
oh, what do you buy for somebody who has everything?
Exactly. Like,
or the capability to get everything.
It's like, can you tell me what you would want in 1 week? What do you think you'll find in 1 week to buy that I can just like,
right?
Yeah.
Like I have no idea.
Not possible.
So. Yeah. So her dad is like super into like cleaning. He's a big, neat guy. Very clean house, and along with that...
Some Danny Tanner shit.
Right. Along with that goes the extension to the cars. So all of his cars are very clean. Anybody who drives over and their car's dirty, he'll like run outside and clean it. Like not the inside, but like the outside. He loves cleaning cars. I don't know why. That's his thing. And so I went online and I bought him like Mega Foam soap or cleaning agent, and a spray, like a foam gun that you attach.
Oh, put it to the hose.
Yeah,
to the hose. Yeah, that sprays it all. Like,
I mean, you don't spray it on the hose, but you spray it on the cars. But I mean, you could if you wanted.
Did I say spray on the hose?
I mean,
did I?
No, I did.
Oh, okay. It took a second. I'm sorry.
This is me trying to be funny, and this is my humor just like missing all of my audience, like just everywhere.
I got it now. We're good.
So you actually attach it to. He has a pressure washer.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess you could attach it to a hose. You just get an adapter, but like I think it attaches to a pressure washer, and it spray foams the whole car.
Yeah.
So he's really excited about that.
I've seen them do that. They do that to like exotic cars and it looks so cool. It's like, see, like if I had an exotic car, maybe my car wash would look sexy like that. But instead, I'm out here scrubbing, $5 soap and a shitty hose with a bucket of water.
Hey, don't talk about Bella like that. So I got my dad a book. So it was a 2-volume, massive. You'll appreciate this because you love Star Wars. Massive 2-volume original concept art for Star Wars.
For how? Like what? All the episodes?
Just everything.
Really?
The original concept art for everything.
Wow.
in 2 volumes with a foreword by Lucas, the man Lucas himself.
So you got him a little picture book.
Pretty much. And my mom has been sending photos of my dad in like the side yard, like flipping through in the little garden, you know, his new book, and he loves it. He just loves it. So
See, like I don't even think to get gifts like that. I'm very good at getting something somebody has expressed that they wanted to me, like whether it be like, let's just say Bella and I go shopping one day and she just like really likes something in the store and then we just leave. She didn't get it, nothing. I can remember that and get it for her as a gift later on. But like
See,
just coming up with something.
That's good boyfriend material right there.
Yeah, well, just coming up with something, I sit there and like, okay, I gotta go buy her a gift. What does she like? Like, I should know this. Like, I should be able to go pick something out, and I can't think of anybody I can just simply go buy a gift for, except maybe like my friend Blake. Honestly, I don't even know what I would get you. I don't even know what I'd get you as a gift.
Okay, well, speaking of gifts, I've been meaning to do this, but I have forgotten every single time I've seen you. When I went to Hawaii, I actually brought you back something because I know you love bracelets. So I brought you back a genuine volcanic rock bracelet.
I'm not kidding. I walked in and I saw that. I was like, oh, that's a nice bracelet. I used to have something like this. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
See, and that right there is how you
That's how you
buy
get
a gift
gifts.
for somebody.
For your co-host. Yo, this is cool as hell.
Yeah, all yours. There were 2 versions. I knew you'd like the more black version. The other version is a little bit more gray because it's unwaxed.
Yeah, you know what they say. Once you go black, you never go back. I mean,
That's what they tell me.
that's what they tell me. I don't.
Hey, listen. No shame.
We don't make the rules.
Listen, it's law. I have it written right here.
It's
Right?
law.
That's law. Frankly, you got to follow it. But no,
I can
got
finally get rid of this T-Mobile bracelet that you gave me crap
Whoa,
for
wait.
at the wedding. You're like, you gonna sponsor T-Mobile here in this picture?
You know, it's funny. You were repping bracelets with your suit, and Evans was stunting with sunglasses while walking down the aisle.
Yep.
Everybody gave him so much shit for it, but like we actually just got the hour-long wedding video back, and
Bro,
I got
an hour long.
Well, this is just the long cut, so it has
Yeah.
like the entire ceremony, all of the speeches.
Oh, it's not like edited like slow mo and then
I mean,
like
the
all
beginning,
all
but it
things.
has that in the beginning too, so it kind of stacks up and builds to an hour.
Is there going to be another video like a
Yeah.
condensed? Okay, cool.
Mhm. Yeah, he has condensed ones, but yeah, so he sent that to us for Father's Day for Ellie's grandpa because he's not doing too hot, so we wanted to make sure that he could see that before because he didn't get to come to the wedding.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure he could see that before gosh, and God forbid anything happens. But it's awesome. And Evans was walking down the aisle and was like looking stunner in his sunglasses. Like it's so Evans. And I would not have had it any other way. Everybody was giving him shit for it. And I'm like, no, like that's Evans. Like that's Evans.
Would you have let him wear a hat? Like if he wanted to wear his hat?
I would have said yes. Ellie probably would have
Ellie.
nixed that.
I'm surprised Ellie said yes to sunglasses.
I
She
don't-
probably didn't even say yes. He just
I
probably
don't-
just.
I think he just did.
Yeah.
I don't even think he did. Like he just like showed up, started walking down the aisle, and Ellie wasn't there yet. So she was just like, I don't know. He wore sunglasses. Also, she didn't see that part.
Because we
by
all
the-
come out first.
Yeah. By the time he got to the end, I don't know. He might have. I can't remember. Was he wearing the sunglasses during the ceremony?
I can't even remember.
I can't even.
Me neither.
I'd have to watch the video again. Like I forget so much stuff about the wedding.
Yeah.
Like
Just
it's
a little
crazy.
blackout.
Oh, so speaking of weddings and getting married, a mutual friend of ours just got engaged. Shout out Olivia and Nick. Congratulations.
You know, it's kind of crazy. Okay, so Bella and I hung out with them recently.
Yeah.
We
You were
Saturday.
hiking, right?
Well, no, we didn't end up doing
Oh.
that because it was raining. So we went to downtown Woodstock, ate, and went to Reformation, which
Okay.
is just like a little brewery. And she was telling us, because this is right after they're engaged, and so she's showing off her ring, which is great. Good job, Nick. Phenomenal. I
Good
don't know.
job.
I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Really
whenever
pretty.
the day comes. But they were okay. So this is what's weird to me. She knew she was going to get engaged that day. Like they knew. Like she was telling the story. She's like, "Yeah, we were on our way to get engaged." I was like, "You're not supposed to know."
So okay, so I know Olivia super well. She's like I consider her one of my really good friends, and so like knowing her all the way through basically my whole college experience, she's like me, but a girl, and that was one thing that immediately stuck out to both of us was like you're me, like we're the same person, and so it's weird and kind of odd being able to see if Ellie and my relationship was flipped. So like if I was the quiet one,
Oh, it so is.
and yeah, exactly.
Yes, because Nick is much more quiet than Olivia is.
super.
Wow, it is. It's straight up flipped.
It's straight up flipped. And now I know it's like, okay, I'm a big planner. I love like the big surprise, like surprising others, all that. And like planning it and making sure it goes off without a hitch. Now it's like, if that was flipped, I would have wanted to know when I was getting engaged, plan it to a T, like kind of be involved in that process.
Yep,
like,
she knew. She was telling us that on the way there, they were listening to our podcast, and apparently on our podcast we mentioned, oh yeah, Nick and Olivia are supposed to get engaged, and they both looked at each other on their way because they both knew they were getting engaged. They both looked at each other like, how'd they know? They read our minds. Yeah, it was timed. Just so you know, we have people in places, so don't question us, don't cross us. Okay, you're gonna get Epsteined, so be careful there. But they have a wedding venue picked out, and everything looks beautiful. It looks like they've got their whole everything.
It's
planned
already
out
prepared and booked. Like she already booked
Yep.
it and everything, which I was like, holy shite! Like that's incredible. I wish we were that good at planning our own wedding.
Yeah.
Can we go back in time and hire you to plan our wedding?
Yep.
Like,
I
that's
don't know
incredible.
how it's gonna be. I really don't. Bella mentioned that she doesn't even want to get married, like a big wedding. Like she's fine with getting married, but like big wedding, she's just do a party later.
I think she might change her mind.
I think so too.
And not even because like big weddings are cool or great or all that jazzy. I just think that she's a sucker for people.
Yeah.
And
people
so
that's what she was mentioning. She's like, if I do it, it's most likely going to be because my family like wants me to.
Yeah, I mean, which is no shame. Like really, weddings aren't even about you. It's about your parents and your family and all of their friends and family coming to experience you getting married. That's what a wedding is really for.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to eat my own damn cake at the wedding. Like I had this little tiny bite
that she shoved in your face. Yeah.
And I whisked it. That was it. That was all I got. And I was like, man, I would have loved to have had some of my own cake.
How much time did y'all spend picking out that cake too?
It's funny. That was one of the things that I was not involved in at all. My groom's cake or the wedding cake. And I think she picked it out in a day. She just went to one of her mom's friends who like bakes cakes and was like, hey,
chocolate vanilla.
Let's do vanilla. Let's do pound cake. Done. There was 16 pounds of butter in that cake.
It's a good thing I had like one bite.
I mean, I think in my little tiny bite, I got diabetes.
How much is a stick of butter? How heavy? Is that not even a pound? I assume that's not a pound. That's like, what, probably like a quarter pound. Honestly, I think one container
a quarter pounder.
Quarter pounder. I think one container of a 4-stick butter is probably 1 pound. So like,
I think I have a 4-pack of butter in the.
Yeah, that's probably.
We'll
about
look
1
at it
pound.
after this.
Sure.
Speaking of, I forgot to turn off the fridge. So if there is background noise, I apologize.
But watch this.
Alexa, turn off the fridge. It's the air. That's what it is. I left the air conditioning on.
That's why I feel comfortable here.
I know. I didn't want our pits to get sweaty, you know?
It's all good.
It's for the people.
We're this deep in.
Look, hey, listen. I will, for you, in the halftime show, leave this man by himself in front of you to go turn off the AC. Look, I mean, look.
So I got to do the halftime.
You got to do the
myself?
halftime show by yourself.
Great.
I don't want to say I'm predicting the future here, but that's I think is what is going to happen.
Awesome.
So moving on to obviously getting engaged, getting married as we get older, and this is like a theme, and kind of a thought that I've had, kind of ever since I left the nest, went to college, and have kind of further now, obviously gotten married and moved out. Do you feel this pressure of like the older you get, the faster you kind of have to move? Like things have to happen now or else.
Something I'm struggling with right now is like I'm just waiting to start my full-time position where I'll have big boy money, where I can do all these things that I want to do. That's what I'm waiting for. I feel like the second that hits, it's almost like you're getting ready for a race. You're warming up, you're waiting for the gun to get shot, and the second like I start that job and I'm going to like start moving out of my house, like boom, I'm going to start doing 1,000 things like ridiculously quickly, because I'm like, first off, I graduated a year late. Like I'm already behind everyone, and I feel like my age.
But like, what is behind? Like that's the thing. Like I had people at Tech graduate like 5-6 years.
Well, I mean, Bella and I sit there. We go on our Instagram, and 5 people got engaged. New people, 5, like every single day. Like it's.
I wanted to ask you, like, for y'all, obviously dating in this kind of like weird age group where like some of your older friends are married and, you know, obviously
Kids,
like kids
yeah.
and like they're at that next stage, you know, some of your younger friends are now getting engaged, getting married. Like obviously we're married. Like how does that dynamic kind of affect y'all's relationship and conversation?
We sit there. Well, her thing is like, what are we doing wrong? Like, why? Like, what's wrong with us? But like, I sit there and think like, I can't even take care of myself yet. How am I going to get engaged and take care of someone else and be married, let alone have kids? And I see people younger than me getting married and kids, and I'm just
like, I don't even know.
I
Like, what does that
don't
even
know
mean?
how to do it. I don't know how y'all are doing it. Like, this freaks me out. Thinking like y'all are paying for all this. You know, you're married now.
We are paying for it.
Yeah, you are paying for it. This is a lot of responsibility.
Well, so it's funny you say that. We actually had a conversation, what was it, last night or this morning, where I was plugging some stuff into the budget just to like keep updated on
Yeah.
June.
Y'all have it like an Excel sheet that y'all do?
Yeah, it's Google Drive, so we can both access it. But like, you know, I have all of our costs, you know, forecast expenses, and you know, sheets for just things that pop up that we pay for. And so, like, obviously that plugs in. So we're using this month. This is really the first full month that we've not only been married, but have been living in this apartment and have been paying for it and together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, this is our, like, let's see how much it costs month, because we're both here taking showers, using power, like all this stuff that is like, I was living by myself, and I think one month my power bill was like $22. Because
How much was your water bill?
I think the water bill was like super cheap, because
What's super
that's lumped
cheap?
in with.
'Cause I don't know any of this kind of
I'm
stuff.
trying to
costs.
think what the power or what the water bill was, because that's lumped in with the rent. I'm trying to think, maybe it was like I feel like it was less than $20,
Oh,
like
yeah,
10,
that's really cheap.
10 or whatever
That's good.
dollars. And I was like, that's great, but it was just me taking like a shower a day, you know, keeps the doctor away kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
just here,
Yeah.
and that was it. And then now that we're both here, it's like we're doing the podcast here.
I assume she takes a longer shower than you do.
I don't like being wet. It's kind of a thing with me. I don't know why. Obviously, like, Evans's older brother Harrison is going to give me shit for this, because I went to like a pool party at their house for Harrison's wife's birthday, and there were a bunch of people there, and obviously Evans has a pool in his backyard, and I was like, I'm not getting in. I hate getting wet. And of course, like, I'm a sucker
The
for
second
people.
you say that, though.
Yeah, right. And I'm a sucker for people. So they were like, get in, cannonball, competition, whatever. So I was like, okay, fine, let's do it. It's like, I can't make a big splash, okay? I'm not a very dense person. Harrison and Evans, you have me beat handedly. No shame. Not salty about it. But I hate being wet. And so, like, for showers and whatnot, like, I'll get in the shower and it'll be like 3-4 minutes max. Like, I'll get in, military shower out, like, very fast.
Interesting.
The
I
only
love
thing
showers.
that delays me is like if I'm watching something in the shower.
No, I've never done that. I've never had something to put my phone up and be. If I did that, I would be in a shower for 20 minutes for sure. Because I enjoy showers alone. Like, I could sit there for 10 minutes to just stand there. And that's it. I could just stand there and it just feels good.
Having somewhere to be definitely changes my schedule for sure. Like,
That too.
like I get up in the morning and I'm like, okay, I watch Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link, and I watch that. It's like, 15-20 minute show. And then it posts at 6 a.m. every day. I'm up at 6 a.m. every day. Just up and at it, shower, eat some breakfast, get out.
What time do you go to bed? Like 10?
Depends on what we're doing in the day, but like 10, 11, 11:30.
Okay.
I used to go to bed at like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't have to wake up at 6, I assume.
I did.
I mean,
wake
period.
up-
Well, for
I had-
workouts,
Yeah,
not
for
every
workouts I had to wake
yeah.
up at 4:30 and go work out
Yeah,
with
that's
the cheerleading
nuts,
guys.
man. That's
And
nuts.
well, I'd take naps. I was on the
Oh, I would too.
nap schedule.
I would take naps, and I still got like 12 hours of sleep. at
You're
night, so-
incredible.
Yeah.
So another question I had, which kind of goes hand in hand with the growing up and the pressure to move fast, which was like, what even constitutes an adult? Like, here I am, I'm at the stage, you know, when you think about your parents, it's like they're married, they have their own place, like they're an adult, like they're doing it. I'm there. You know, obviously sans the kids, but like I'm there. I have my own place, we're paying for it. Like, here I am, I'm married.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like an adult.
I don't think
at
I'll
all.
ever feel like an adult. I feel like a lot of people say that. I don't feel like I'm ever going to feel like an adult.
I feel like a joke. I feel like a hack. Like, I feel like people are like, "Oh my gosh, you're so mature. Like, you freaking made it." And I'm like, Yeah, okay, whatever you say.
Well, that's the other thing why I can't have kids, because I'd be more, if not as immature as them. Like, I just can't, like, I sit there, I still make stupid sex jokes. I laugh at, inappropriate thing. I think like, my mind is so young, I feel like I can go run a marathon, and then I'm not even moved out of my parents' house. So, like,
I mean,
I don't know
no shame for moving out of your parents' house.
It's almost one of those things, like, what is an adult? Like, what is happy? Like, what is happiness or success? Not happiness. Success.
Okay. Success.
That's how you define success. How do you define being an adult? Is being an adult turning, 18 when you're, like,
that's a legal adult.
Yeah, legal adult in, society. Is it 21 when you can drink? Is it 16 when you can drive? Is it when you buy your first place? And it doesn't even have to be age. You move out of your parents' house. Are you now an adult?
What's the milestone that constitutes successful adulthood? Also, side note, see, the AC just cut off. See, now there's no background.
Yeah.
But I'll make sure it's off on the halftime show, and he can handle it. But what milestone is like it? Like, what's the quintessential adult milestone that's like, you're it, you made it, that's it, done, there's no question?
I feel like moving out.
You think moving out?
I feel like moving out.
It doesn't have to be under good circumstances. Like, if I just, like, ran away, moved out, left to go to California, am I an adult now?
Honestly, yeah, I feel so, because you got to pay for everything yourself. You are independent. You have to function. You have to figure out how to keep yourself alive.
Yeah. Okay.
Whereas if with your parents, I mean, there's dependency there.
No, I agree.
I'll let you know when I move out, if I ever move out of my parents' house. I'll let you know if I feel like an adult.
Well, since you brought it up, we'll just go ahead and talk about it. I was going to save it for a later episode, but you're living at home.
Mm-hmm.
You're, on the cusp of work. Like, what does that look like? You're dating somebody who has her own place. Like, how's that dynamic working?
So, like, that's the thing that I've been struggling with recently, is because me and my closest friend, we have planned on living together ever since I got the job at the same place he did. At first, we were like, okay, we're going to move in together at California because that's where the job required me to be. No longer have to do that. He doesn't have to be in California. I don't have to be in California. So now we're trying to figure out, are we going to live together? Where are we going to live if we live together? Are we going to stay in Georgia? Are we going to go to a different state? And it's freaking me out because, I have a girlfriend and that, like, I want to see things through, and I don't want to leave the state personally. But then again, I've always wanted to go Texas. It's so many things going through my mind. And then also, do I buy a house? Do I rent a house? Because the housing market's freaking ridiculous right now.
Yeah, no, truly.
There's just so many, like, I'm coming down to, like, the last month before I need to make a decision. Otherwise, I'm just staying in my parents' house for a little while. And that's not a look.
No, there's no shame in that. When I graduated, the same weight was on me where it was like, okay, I successfully graduated a college that's, pretty notable, Georgia Tech, pretty good school. And I was like, okay, I'll get a job. And this was the months leading up to graduation. I was like, I'll get a job. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm not stressed about it, whatever. Nothing ever came.
Yeah.
Like, I had interviews and like nothing ever came of it. And I was like, well, gosh. Also, no shame for people out there who get interviews and obviously get denied. Like, you're going to get denied. Like, there's no shame in that. I feel like there's more power to you having that experience. But I never got a job. And so I graduated, moved home. Well, the pandemic hit right when I graduated. So I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, I was just I felt very stranded. And I was in the middle of the pandemic without a job. I proposed to Ellie. Like, I mean, how stupid do you have to be?
I was about to say, that's a word. Yeah.
Because I literally had the conversation with my dad, and I was like, hey, I don't want to go to Bernie, who's Ellie's dad, and with no prospects. As the person who's proposing to him to take care of his daughter for the rest of her life. Like, I don't want to go to him with no prospects. Yeah. That's a bad look. And he said, Noah, look, it's not about what job you have. You are the prospect, right? And you have to look at yourself. Like, you have to say, like, okay, look, you graduated from a great school. You have some great charisma. You're going to go out and succeed. There's your prospects. And from that, literally in 2 days from that moment, I went out, asked both their parents, and got a ring to engage that next weekend.
Is your dad Matthew McConaughey by chance?
I honestly, sometimes I think he is. He's smoking hot for sure. And everybody comments on his hair because he's like,
I love his hair.
It's like, your dad has the best hair.
Your dad's a badass, honestly. Like he's a like physically, like if you look at him, he looks like just a charming guy, but like ultimately he's a badass.
No, he's great. And he was a better dad than I could have ever chosen, for sure. And like in the spirit of Father's Day, since we didn't have a Father's Day episode, let's just, throw it, let's blow some smoke up our dad's butts for sure. Because my dad definitely listens. Does your dad? Your dad doesn't listen.
I don't even think they know of it, and they keep asking me, you got to show us how to listen to it. I'm like, sure, I'll let you.
Should I?
We'll do that. We will do that.
Set up an appointment with me in my office. It's like, you live here. I'll just come to your room, Mitchell. You're grounded.
Yeah. It's. I don't care if they listen because I say anything. It's just more so. Do I like want to have that conversation later? Like my mom coming down, like, oh, I didn't know you felt this way about this. I'm like, no, I don't want to have this conversation.
No, well, I love it because like my mom and dad listen and they like can comment. They're like, hey, like, have you thought about this? Or like, oh my gosh, like, I love how you thought about that. Or Noah, like, come on, tone it down. Like, don't be as crude or brash or whatever. And I'm like, oh, you're right. But also, I'm an adult, so I can do what I want.
That's why I don't want my mom to hear. My mom, can you just watch your mouth? Like,
you potty mouth sailor cursor boy.
Why don't you, instead of saying fuck, just say pickles? It's like she like her favorite thing to say whenever she gets off the phone, and I don't get it. We always make fun of her for it, but you're just hanging up phone call. She'll be like, okay, toodles.
That's good. That's good.
What's a toodle?
I don't know.
Me neither.
Toodaloo.
Toodles.
I feel like it's a thing.
Toodles.
It's from something. I can't remember right now.
But
I don't want to go over time. So I'm gonna hand this over to Mitchell. This is all in your hands because we're about to send this over to the halftime show. So we will see you on the other side of whatever is about to happen.
I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the halftime show. My co-host decided to dip out to take a potty break and an AC break. So you are stuck with me, and you know who else you're stuck with? You're stuck with our sponsor. New sponsor, www.mancardpodcast.com. I know you haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of it, but you know what? I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It's a website on the internet that we have. And what can you do on it? You go on your little internet browser. You type it in, www.com. www.com. That was totally bad. There's our first blooper for this one. Anyways. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's the crowd. That's all the people banging on the back. Anyways, all of our episodes are there. We don't have merch there. We have literally delayed merch for God knows how long. Anyway, just pretend we have merch there. You can email us. It has our email on there. Social media. Everything you could possibly think about, it's there. It's the best sponsor. It's been so good of a sponsor that it's been our sponsor ever since God knows how long. So anyways, that is our halftime show. Thank you, mancardpodcast.com. Can the crowd remind us what is it? Nice. Okay, good. Fantastic. We got it. Anyways, we are heading back into the show. We'll see you there.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the main part of the episode. Thank you, Mitchell. Really, I mean, come on. Give a little round of applause for Mitchell there for bringing us through that halftime show while I stood by, watched after I turned off the
It took him 1 second. He literally pressed the switch and turned around and watched me do this.
I just wanted to see you do it.
Screwed up. Anyways.
I think I'm a sadist sometimes because I like to see people in awkward pain. But when I was gone, I did go run off and pick up an example of our merch. I'm holding it up right here. You can kind of see it. It's a crew neck.
That's actually my favorite thing.
This is my favorite
so
one.
Nice, yeah.
It's the crew neck with the Man Card manly verification stamp on it, so you can walk around your daily life
and be verified.
And be verified. Twitter might not give you
the blue check.
Instagram might not give you the blue check, but we will give you the man check.
I see what you did there.
See what I did there. Don't worry about it.
Wait till Friday.
You can watch till Friday for that. But we are back in the main part of the episode, and so we were going over what it even means to be an adult, and talking about our dads and fathers, and of course, happy belated Father's Day. We love you, dads. We're gonna get your dad listening. We're gonna get your dad listening because with this much smoke that we're blowing, he needs to listen to it so he can get some credit. So I have been my dad. Speaking of dads, had turned me on to...
Whoa. Whoa.
Hey, I
Finish that statement, please.
I kept going with my sentence, and you interrupted me. Okay, but my dad turned me on to a Disney Plus special.
There we go. Beating up the mic. My
beating
bad.
up the mic.
There it
It's
is.
a classic Mitchell move. But turned me on to a Disney Plus special, which is all about Imagineering. So if you don't know, Disney has an Imagineering division of the company that basically pushes the envelope with attractions, pushes the envelope with technology and inventions and all of that jazz. So it's really cool to dive in. And obviously the main character and theme of the entire series is Walt Disney himself. So they go into a lot of history about it, what he was involved in. Obviously his brother, it was very heavily involved in the process. Like, it's a super cool watch if you can. They're not a sponsor, but like, go
Could you
check out.
imagine Disney?
Oh my gosh,
We're too vulgar. I'm
way too vulgar. They're way too PC for that. So
Yeah.
I would love it if they were a sponsor, but go check out Disney Plus if you have the means. It's choice. I definitely recommend picking one up if you have the means. But it's a great series to check out. And so we were talking about obviously what it means to be an adult. Walt Disney was an adult. Clearly, he was an adult.
At some point.
At some point in his life, he was a child too. But people always saw him in the Disney community as a child at heart. Like, he attacked everything with the fervor and energy and spirit of somebody who was a true child at heart. And so my thought was like, well, what effect? Like, he had a very high pressure job. Creating something out of nothing is always a challenging, proposition. Like, does your job affect your ability to look at life with a positive childlike attitude? That's what I strive to do every single day, is like, have fun with life, not take it seriously. I mean, what do you think? Like, do you think you can even get a big boy job with big boy money and treat life as a child?
No. I'm going to contradict myself. I think about like finances and money way too much. I think in the mind, I am young. Like, my sense of humor is young, but I sit there and worry about adult things. Like, I already sit there and worry about the money. I worry about the job. I worry whether or not my manager's going to like me. I wonder if I'm being a hassle, or like if I'm doing a good job, or if I'm a good employee.
No, I think you can worry all of those things. Like, worry them till the cows come home. But I don't think that has to affect your ability to outlook on life with a pure, positive, childlike energy.
If I acted like a child, if I thought well, actually, it's sometimes.
I mean, don't be petulant.
Well, I sit there. Okay, so I'm doing software engineering, which is coding. So I'm trying to think. I can't because I think like a child. I'm not going to get anything done. I'm not going to find a solution unless it's a childish solution.
Solutions.
Solution.
Well, I mean, childish solution is just going on Slack.io and just copy pasting all of the answers over, right?
Yeah. I honestly
Did I get that right, by the way?
have no idea.
You don't know what Slack.io? Isn't that like the...
Oh, Slack, like the Slack channel.
No.
Slack.
Am I thinking of the wrong
No.
thing? It's what's the like program coders like resource online that you all go to and basically copy and paste?
Stack Overflow.
Stack Overflow.
Stack Overflow. Yeah.
I was so not close.
Oh, that is God's gift to the world for.
So you just go on
software.
Stack Overflow and you just like copy and paste it. That's
Whatever
a
issue you've had, everybody's had it. That's how I look at it. Stack Overflow has the answer to everything. Absolutely.
I used it when I was coding at Tech.
It's the most for every language, for MATLAB, for like my
Python.
Yeah, Python. My computer keeps telling me I need a snake. What do you mean? I need to install a snake. I don't want a snake. Well, can you tell me what the error says? Please install Python script to run Python. I don't want a Python.
I don't want a Python on my computer, okay? I don't want that kind of danger close to my fingers.
Yeah. I don't know. Whenever I was doing a lot of coding, I would have a positive outlook at the beginning and the very end. In the middle, I would be like hating life and like be screaming and wanting to punch my computer.
Well, I feel that big time. I didn't even get to the big boy coding that you're at. But when I was coding, I couldn't. I mean, I could if I tried, but I didn't want to. And so, like, it was just banging my head against a wall constantly to try to program a stupid Clue game into a as a final project, and I was
Yeah.
like, golly, this is obnoxious.
Yeah, the beginning's great because you can sit there and think of all the ways you're going to solve this problem. The middle sucks because you run into problems, and the end it's like you're euphoria.
Run and don't give me errors. Shit, 25 errors.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's always like one error.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's consistently one error.
I had my whole thing was riddled with problems.
25 errors just means I'm doing something completely
Mine would
wrong.
just run in like perpetually, like it would never stop running. That was
Infinite loop.
that was my problem. Is I would never put that last semicolon, and it would just never cap out and just keep running. I was like, oh my gosh, you're an idiot. But like I always thought like, so you always see videos online of like there's a of course this is kind of stereotypical, which we all love stereotypes. But it's like, the garbage man is supposed to be like, oh, come on, go out and be good in school, or else you're just gonna be the garbage man, right? I mean, ironically, garbage
or you'll
man
work
actually,
at McDonald's the rest of your life.
yeah,
kinda.
right. Ironically, both of those positions you can make some pretty good money doing. But like I've seen videos online, it's like you can be happy doing whatever you do. Like I've seen videos online of like the happiest garbage man ever. Like, you just type that into YouTube and you'll come up with the guy who's like waving at the kids and like having a good time doing it, like making it his own. And then of course, like there's the flip side of that coin, which is like, well, does money buy you happiness? I would say no, because you have unhappy bankers just constantly everywhere. People on Wall Street in pinstripe suits, just like going about their day. And they're like, I hate my life. I'm working 100-hour weeks. And I don't even have time to spend the money that I make.
There's a guy, I think his name, it might not be this, but I think his name's Dan Pena or something like that. He's a multi-millionaire, old guy, like, but super hostile. Like he gives like stand-up speeches and he's super hostile or whatever.
I think I've seen his. Speech, yeah.
He's like angry, pissed off. But he was like, he was talking about if anyone tells you that money doesn't buy you happiness, they don't know where the fuck they shop at. Because I'll tell you right now, I've never been more fucking happy than on my damn yacht. Bunch of sour pusses and then like whatever. Like he is hostile.
That's funny.
But like
I never would have thought of it like that.
He says you can't do anything without. Well, he's very money oriented. He's like, you want to go save the world? Guess what? You can't fucking do that without any money, without any coin, is what he says. Without any coin, which I find funny. But yeah, he brought up the whole. If anyone tells you can't buy happiness, they don't know where the fuck to shop. So,
Oh well, yeah, of course not. Well, I mean, if you're going to, I'm trying to think of the most expensive place that I can think of to go buy something from.
Bugatti store.
Bugatti
dealership.
Literally, what kept popping into my mind right now was Goodwill. I don't know. I couldn't get Goodwill out of my mind. I was trying to think,
buy a Goodwill.
go buy Goodwills.
Yeah.
Actually, that's literally a finance term for when you have like, I think it's when you have too much money in your budget sheet and you like move some of it to Goodwill. Like there's literally a designation for Goodwill.
I don't think I'll ever have that issue.
Man, come on, Jacqueline Garner, help me out here. I can't remember, but thank you for your finance wisdom. Sorry, I can't remember your class though. But yeah, I always thought like you're making pretty good coin when you graduate. That's great. I mean, you graduated, so you're about to start your job. You're making pretty good coin.
I owe a lot of coin, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, you owe a lot of. Well, you're about to pay it off in 1 year. Don't even worry about it. And so, like with that, do you think you personally, like if you get a lot of money, do you think that's going to kind of corrupt your outlook on life? Like do you think you're going to like just go out and blow it, or like just be like a penny pincher?
I think I'm going to be a penny pincher, but like I'm going to, I'll splurge on other people, and then like I don't splurge on myself hardly ever. Like,
did you just look at your pecs?
Like I looked at my outfit, but like I've had,
man, my pecs are looking pretty good.
Like this shirt was given to me, as we talked about before. Like my shorts I've had for like multiple months. I'm literally wearing Converse I've had since high school, and I've graduated college, and I was in college for 5 years. Like I'm wearing Converse from high school.
I'm literally in the same boat. Like I have shoes in my closet that I literally got for free.
Same. So I don't think it's going to corrupt me in any. I don't think I'm going to get more greedy than maybe I already am. I just see myself being able to do more good and being less stressful and less hostile, I guess. I think it'll actually help me, because I look at the world like very realistically and very kind of like hostile. Like I can't afford that. Like it's not realistic. I feel like having money to do things and be able to help my family will make me like feel better.
Yeah. No.
Personally.
I think that's totally fair. I just never thought, like, for me personally, like, money was never really the goal. Like, every decision I made, I was never making it for money. Like, if I was making it for money in the concentration seminar for the Scheller College of Business at Georgia Tech, I could have gone, well, okay, which one's going to pay me the most? All right, I'll do finance and just be a finance bro and do that and have no problems.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I mean, no, quote unquote, no problems, but like, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
You know, of course, like, I like to think that I have the capacity to do whatever I put my mind to. But at the end of the day, like, I turn to my left, turn to my right. I'm like, who am I around? And do I really want to be next to these people when I graduate? Like, for the rest of my life, like, these are the people who I'm going to be around. No.
Yeah. I looked at it slightly differently. I looked at, like, finding a median for both. Because, like, I don't, software engineering isn't, like, my diehard passion. I don't sit there and, like, love it to death. But it's something I know I enjoy, and it pays decent enough. I was just...
decent enough. Yeah. My job pays decent enough. Your job pays really well.
Well, with the family dynamic I grew up in, money was always a topic of concern, so I never wanted that. I said it to myself, I don't want that for myself. So if I can find something I can tolerate and somewhat enjoy, that'll make sure that, like, I'm not having these, you know, stressful situations. That's what I did. And that's how I went about it.
How you're raised is, like, a very deeply ingrained thing. Like, I was raised, like, I wasn't raised, like, poor, but I was raised thinking I was. Like, I would go to the store and, like, I would be nervous to ask for things because I would think that would put us over the edge.
Yeah.
Or, like,
for, like, a little candy bar.
Or a candy. I was like, oh man, I can't ask for that because that's like $2. That's $2 whole.
Yeah. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, if money didn't have a factor into, like, my decision of, like, career path, wouldn't have gone to Tech.
Really?
Yep. Wouldn't have been at Tech. I would have stayed at Kennesaw or went to UGA.
I just find that surprising. Like, I think you were striving for something great, and you wanted to stepping stone your way into a great school, and you happened your way into coding, and here you are. I just don't. I never saw that as, like, you trying to hustle hard to make money.
Well, I got into UGA and Tech at the same time for transferring, and I looked at it as I'm going to go to both schools for the same thing for engineering. I have to go to Tech because it's not. I mean, obviously it's a better school, but, like, I sit there and, like, I'm going to get paid more. Like, I'm going to get a better job. Like,
I agree. Tech is a better school than UGA.
Oh, it's a way better. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Georgia Tech and UGA. At the wedding when we chanted, tell me that wasn't so much better than their stupid little UGA.
Oh, that was my favorite part of the whole wedding, honestly. Yeah. And I didn't even know all the words.
It's so funny. I was going to say that. So I looked over at you. Oh, and you, John, I'm just going to shout out all the guys that I saw that had no idea what they were saying. I think Evans might have missed it because he was off doing, I think, decorating the car for the getaway. But I looked over to all the guys, and, like, you, John, like, you guys were like, watermelon, like, didn't know the words at all.
Oh, but I was yelling for sure.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
No, that was honestly one of my favorite parts of the wedding. I love that.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Just so you know, when we were cutting the cake, obviously we cut the cake. Everybody was like, get messy, and we shoved it in each other's face. That's fine. But then the groom's cake was, my mom, like, had it commissioned and did a Ramblin' Wreck cake, which I was not a part of, had no idea about. Like, it was incredible. And it was such a glorious surprise to walk up to, because I literally didn't see it until the moment when we walked up to go cut the cake. Because I was so busy, like, just everywhere talking to people, like, all this stuff. And then I was like, so I went to go cut the cake, and I lock eyes with Parker.
Oh, yeah. I knew it was about to happen.
So Parker, for those who don't know, he was on a previous episode, Man Card After Dark, and he's an amazing guy, and he was on the cheer team at Tech. And so obviously he's very spirited, knows every word to every cheer. And so I just lock eyes with him, having been the mic man, having led the cheerleaders, and he knows my dynamic, knows how I roll. And I just looked at him and went, I'm a rambling, and just, like, went right into it.
Yep.
And it couldn't have gone any better. And then all the UGA people tried to come back and, like, well, we can't let them just do the Georgia Tech chant. We got to make our own little indent on this wedding. And they tried to do a Sikkim. I don't know what it is.
Whatever.
Sikkim.
Okay.
And I was like, that's okay. We'll just run your your bulldog over with our Ramblin' Wreck.
Half of them probably didn't even go to UGA. They were just UGA fans.
UGA,
so.
yeah, that's fine. I mean, if you like Georgia Tech, you either went to Georgia Tech or you're a kid of a Georgia Tech alum,
or if you're a UGA fan,
you went to Walmart.
Yeah.
That's kind of what
Exactly.
it's like. Oh, sorry, don't mean to shout on that. So, speaking of what we're doing right now, right? So what did we just do? We just reminisced, together. We thought of a memory, held it fondly in front of us, and said, "Wow, I cherish that," in so many words. And so I had this thought before we started recording, so I wrote it down, which was, can retelling past positive memories solidify a future of more positive future memories?
can it? Of course.
But is that the best way to go about it? Because let me give you a thought experiment.
Mm-hmm.
We're together right now. What if we spent the entire show only talking about things that we've done? Kind of like the stereotypical, I was on the high school football team and we won state championship. And that guy talks about that shit for the rest of his life.
When you actually, now that you mention it, it almost makes it sad.
Right?
Like,
So then my little sub-comment to my comment was the dichotomy of, should you always be creating new memories? Or should you have a balance between creating new memories and reminiscing with some of the old memories that you hold dear? Because I don't think doing all of either is good. Like, imagine like David Dobrik is a great example. He goes out and tries to make content. He's
consistently
back
every day.
Consistently. Yeah. He's back every Tuesday, I think. But he tries to go out every week and make new experiences constantly.
Yeah.
So what is he doing every day? He's always making new memories. Always. Yes, he has a podcast. Don't at me. I'm sure he debriefs all of that stuff on there. I listened for a while. But what I'm trying to get at is the man, I feel like, doesn't have any time to just kind of like sit down with his people and just shoot the shit, like debrief.
You're probably right, because he also recently got in a lot of trouble for a lot of things that he had to apologize for, and he literally sat back. He's like, I never took the time to sit back and think, how did this make anybody else feel? So I was so focused on getting content out and getting, entertaining everybody, that like I never sat back and thought, how would anybody feel about this? So yeah, that makes
also, like, for the David Dobrik people out there, on the record, I love David Dobrik. I think he's a great person. And for all of the hot water that he got in, I don't necessarily feel like he should have been drugged down into the muddy water for that. I feel like that was a lot of people that were secondary with him in those scenarios. Granted, was he a facilitator? I don't know. But would those people have done it regardless of David? I definitely think so. So I don't think it was because or in spite of David. I just feel like people drag people down so hard. Like Logan Paul, I thought that situation was completely blown out of the water.
Oh, the body and
the forest people, the dead forest.
Yeah. Like,
I thought that was completely blown out of proportion. And I felt so bad for him because I'm like, dang, like this guy's getting drugged out, and everybody kept bringing it up. And now look at him. Because like those experiences really truly show you who the person is. He's a great guy.
No, I agree. I think Logan Paul and
Logan's the best Paul.
Yeah. Wait, who? Which one did you say?
So Logan's the best Paul.
Yeah. Jake's kind of a shithead.
I think Jake's leaning into it a little hard.
Yeah. I mean, if you looked after the Mayweather fight, like Logan was like, I hate, like it was all just for entertainment. He's like, I hate being mean to y'all. Y'all are great people. And like, I saw that a lot with a lot of boxing matches. Even the little TikTokers that did versus YouTubers, they were all nice to each other afterwards. Like, even though Bryce got his face pounded in the ground. Like at the end, they were like, they gave each other respect. Oh, you're a great guy. Blah, blah. Like,
I love what you stand for. Like all this stuff.
That's guys right there. And girls, I feel like would have been opposite.
So petty.
Like,
Well, that's the thing. Leading up to it, and they're content creators at the end of the day. David, Logan, Jake, like all of these people are literally putting on a strong personality to front for people, so they get what the people come to watch.
Yeah.
Like people go watch Jake not for his wholesome family content.
And not because he's a great boxer either. So,
yeah.
Like, it's because
the guy's kind of a shithead. Like they watch that. And
that's why people love Conor McGregor too. Because Conor McGregor, yes, he's a phenomenal fighter. One of the best ever.
Yeah.
But like they don't sit there. If he kept his mouth shut, nobody would have really cared nearly as much.
No.
I like him because he talks a lot.
The flavor of Connor is the fact that he talks a big game. He's a small guy and talks a big game. And he's like, I could beat up people 3 times more size. Oh, like, that was so bad. I tried though. I tried.
Very bad.
I tried. But I always think that, the split between old and new memories, I think that like is just, it's something I wrestle with all the time. Because like I could easily sit down with Evans, play video games like we used to, and talk about nothing but all of the funny experiences that we've had together.
Yeah. Blake and I do the same thing. We talk about all the things we used to do.
And tell me how fulfilling that is. Like, it's so fulfilling.
But once you're done talking about it, it's like so sad. It's like you would die. I would love to go back to that.
To do it again.
100%.
And it's so positive in a negative way.
Yeah. Because you can't.
You can't go back.
And you can't relive them either. You can't you can try and redo it, but me going back to
relive
that
the
house
glory
and playing RuneScape in my house with Blake on the right across the street.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
No. LAN parties of Halo with 15 Xboxes at Evans's house. Like, no, we're not going to do that again.
Yeah.
They're all red ringed at this point.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's just sad. It's kind of sad to think about. Like, even adults. And my dad is one of the best at this. He refuses to retell stories. And I think this is one of his crowning like moments, is that he does not go on and on and on saying the same story over and over and over again. He'll say it and he'll be like, he'll give it like years before he says that story again.
Wow.
Or he'll say a story and we're like, we have never heard that story before. And he's like, oh, I guess, I got my bank of stories. I just, I don't put them all out at once.
Wow. Your dad's a mystery, man.
He literally.
No kidding. Like, I don't even know that.
I
don't even
it's
think
amazing.
I have enough discipline to do that to myself. Be like, you could be in a situation where you're like, I have a story to tell, and you just like,
you don't say it. Don't say it.
Yep, just listen.
I mean, like, how hard does that have to be? Like,
it really is, because everyone wants to be heard. A lot. Well,
I mean,
not everybody. I guess.
I definitely. You and I are suckers, so
yeah.
we put out a podcast because
we're gonna make you listen to us.
Listen, all right. We put this mancardpodcast.com. He told you. I'll tell you now. Go look at it.
Go look at it. But
no, it's like, how does he do? Like, I don't have that thing, and that's one of the reasons why
self-discipline.
I mean, I do have self-control, but not in that regard. I like talking, and so like I guess I have to have a stronger balance between the two of like I have to be creating more memories because I have to be always telling new stories. Because I also don't like repeating stories. One of my least favorite things is forgetting who I've told a story to.
And then telling them again, and they're like, I heard you.
Oh, I heard that. I'm like, oh, damn it.
This is such a good one. Can I just tell it again?
Can I just tell it again and you react like the first time? Like, yeah. Or what's better than that is I tell a story, and then they tell me they already heard it, but reacted before they told me that, like they hadn't heard it. That's like, okay, you're a good friend. Because I'm shitty at remembering. Whoa, dude, no way. Like, you played Xbox? What a badass. But I just never really thought of it like that. Like, until right now, I'm like, holy crap, my dad has, like, the best ability to not tell stories and keep some stored away for later, a future situation that he can't anticipate.
I feel like your dad used to be like a professor, right? He used to teach at Tech or like
No.
give speeches at all. I feel like he would be like Matthew McConaughey. He would just go into no notes, no PowerPoint, and just sit there and just talk.
It's quite the opposite. The one thing he did teach was a 5-week mini-mester finance course at Tech, I think for 2 semesters. I was lucky enough to be able to take it for one of them. And he would like run stuff by me. He would like say, can I talk about this? Like, because I was basically watching my life before my eyes in this finance class of like me growing up under this man, like in his leadership. And it's like, this is the worst financial decision I ever made was buying this minivan. And I'm like, I remember that minivan.
I love that minivan.
That gold minivan. What a legend. I remember eating Pop-Tarts in the backseat of that minivan. Like, that was like...
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, and so it was fun. But he came in with like the slide decks, the PowerPoints, the talking points, like, and he felt the worst when he came in having not had time to prepare. And he would tell me afterwards, he was like, how did I do? Like, I don't really feel like I did that good. Like I was not prepared for that. And I was like, I would come out of those classes just like in awe because I love it. And I was like, it was amazing. Like, it was amazing. Like, it was so
You'd have
special.
to ask somebody else because you're also very biased.
I'm very biased, but I do truly feel like he always killed it when he did that.
Yeah.
But like, that's a perfect example. Like, he came in there the opposite of what you think. So it's like, never judge a book by its cover. Like, he's such a strange person in the best ways.
So many, like, unpredictable.
Unpredictable. Also, I'm going to be completely honest right now. I'm just going to put it all out there. I totally, when I started recording again, forgot to start a timer. So I don't know where we are.
It still says it has a red dot.
It still has a red dot.
But,
so,
let's just be safe.
Let's just be safe. We're going to cut it off now. But thank you for tuning in to this belated Father's Day episode. We got to talk about a bunch of stuff. Congratulations, Nick and Olivia. Big, huge shout out to you guys. So we're going to definitely have you guys on the show very soon to obviously debrief that. I know Olivia would love to chat about her perspective about knowing that the engagement was happening. And also check us out, mancardpodcast.com. Mitchell very eloquently told you about it earlier. Check us out on Instagram, Mancard Podcast, and also send us an email, mancardpod@gmail.com. We will see you on Friday.